Hello, and welcome to Raw Stories, authors and readers. Did you know that behind every story lies a secret, and behind every author, a hidden journey? Here, we explore untold paths, overlooked voices, and the power of words that connect us all. Because stories don't just entertain us, they shape who we are. Today, we introduce you to Jeremy Derigann, a French author whose works explore one powerful theme: freedom. The freedom to be yourself. The courage to stand as you truly are. You may even find yourself identifying with some of his characters, seeing a part of your own story in theirs, and perhaps wondering, what would he or she do in my place? So, let's get started. How would you describe your writing style in 3 words?
Authentic, reflective, emotional.
What kind of message or emotion do you hope readers take away from your stories?
My last novel, Secret in the Starlight, is really about freedom. The freedom to be exactly who you are, to make your own choices even if it doesn't fit what other people expect from you. I think a lot of us feel this constant pressure to follow certain paths, to tick all the boxes that are often defined by others. But life isn't supposed to be lived according to someone else's script. Through Ella, I wanted to show someone who dares to step off that expected path. She doesn't do it perfectly. She hesitates, she doubts herself, she faces judgment, but she keeps choosing her own way. And when she writes on her blog, that's the heart of her message too, that your life doesn't have to be perfect or universally approved to be meaningful. It's yours to live. What I hope readers feel when they finish the story is a kind of quiet strength of, yes, I can live as myself, even if it doesn't please everyone. If the book leaves them feeling a little freer or more at peace with their own choices, then that means everything to me.
Is there a character in your book that you relate to the most?
Yes, I relate a lot to Ella, the narrator of the story, because I gave her many of my own personality traits to make her feel real. Ella is a bit reckless at times. She's not afraid to stand up for her freedom, and she can't stand injustice. She loves reading and writing. She's fascinated by astronomy and by understanding how the world works, and she finds joy both in quiet moments in nature and in having fun with her friends. But there's also Ember, one of Ella's best friends, who unexpectedly became a real source of inspiration for me. Ember's mantra is that it's never good to overthink too much, and she has this effortless way of reminding everyone around her to live in the moment. In my personal life, I often catch myself thinking, what would Ember do? What would Ember say right now? She's like that bold, confident voice we sometimes need to borrow to push forward.
If your book became a movie, who would you cast for the main roles?
I still dream that Secret in the Starlight could one day become an amazing series. But honestly, I wouldn't know who to cast for the main roles. I kind of love the idea that it could be the kind of show that reveals new talent. There are physical descriptions in the book, and we can get a glimpse of Ella from the front cover, but I also tried to leave enough space for imagination. So for me, the best cast would be actors who truly connect with who these characters are on the inside, not just how they look.
What's been the biggest challenge you've faced as an indie author? And the most rewarding moment so far?
Honestly, writing and publishing a novel feels like one massive, never-ending challenge. But if I had to choose the biggest one, I'd say it's finding the balance between sharing a story that truly connects with readers and staying completely true to myself. I'd rather write something authentic than try to please everyone, even if that means it resonates more deeply with a smaller group of readers. On the other hand, the most rewarding moments have been when readers reach out, whether through reviews or direct messages, to say how much they connected with the story. When someone tells me that the book stood out to them, that they loved its introspective tone, its emotional layers, or how different it feels from typical reads, those are the moments that make everything worth it. It's such a powerful feeling to know that something that lived in my head for so long has touched someone else in a meaningful way.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about self-publishing their first book?
If I could go back and give myself one piece of advice, it would be this. You don't have to write your novel from page 0 to page 300 in a straight line. Spending time on the outline, crafting side arcs, filling in character sheets, describing places, and drafting a few key scenes first makes the whole writing process so much easier and a lot more fun. There's no need to rush. Taking the time to build your world and your characters properly gives you a much stronger foundation to work from. Another piece of advice I'd give is to start sharing about your story earlier. It doesn't have to be perfect, but talking about it, even in small ways, helps you feel less isolated during the process. Early feedback and encouragement from readers or fellow writers can be incredibly motivating.
Do you listen to music while writing? If yes, what kind?
Yes, I almost always listen to music while writing. In fact, there's a 14-hour Spotify playlist I created that I consider the official playlist for the novel. It's filled with the songs I had on repeat while writing Secret in the Starlight. I'm still in the process of organizing it properly before making it available for everyone, though I'm still figuring out the best way to share it. Some of the tracks that really shaped the mood of the story were Dirty Little Secret by Nessa Barrett, Girls on the Internet by Ari Abdul, Hooked by Sam Short, and My Body by Winona Oak.
We've introduced you to Jeremy Derigann and his works, stories where you can feel the spirit of freedom, of being true to yourself and standing your ground. Check the links below the video for Jeremy Derrigann's book on Amazon. Thank you for being with Raw Stories, authors and readers.